Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn another functional verb, that is cast. You can pronounce it as cast or cast. The spelling is C-A-S-T. The conjugation of this verb is cast, 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 cast. Either way you can pronounce. As it goes with the third person singular verb, the third person singular noun takes C-A-S-T-S, cast. Okay, let us discuss the functions of the verb today. Look students, this is one expression using this verb cast. Cast an eye. Cast an eye means looking something very quickly. Suppose someone has submitted a report to you. You just look up at the report very quickly. You will not read line by line or word by word. Seeing something very quickly. It is said like this, cast an eye. He cast an eye over the report. She cast an eye over the paper. For example, in my class, my student Ajay has submitted one page of his project to me. I cast an eye on the project sheet. I signed on the sheet. My student Ajay, he cast an eye on my signature. I cast an eye on the project sheet. My student Ajay has cast his eye on the signature. This is how we put this expression in functioning English. Cast an eye. It means seeing something very quickly, very fast. Coming to the next expression about using cast doubts, cast suspicion. See students, let us discuss one example here. The investigation team or the police cast doubts or suspicions on the surroundings of the scene. This is the situation what we are discussing. The police cast doubts on the surroundings. It means they are expressing several doubts or suspicions on the scene of the crime, for example. I want to give another point of discussion here to you. Suppose you may ask, my student may ask me, ma'am, can I ask like this? Can I cast a doubt in the class? No, that kind of expression is not correct. Because this expression is related to trust and mistrust. You will not cast doubt in the class. Only police or investigation team, they cast doubts. The person who is inquiring, they cast doubts. But not the student. It's not the casting of doubts between the students and the teacher. It's not that kind of cast. Okay students, coming to another expression. Cast your mind back. This is very interesting. Let us use this one example so that you will understand it better. If you cast your mind back, you might remember where you kept your ring. If you cast your mind back, if you recall, if you recount what had happened yesterday, day before yesterday, in the previous days, you will be able to review what had happened, where you had kept that ring. I just would like to quote one incident that had taken place between me and my colleague. My colleague, she is Madam Aruna. She came to staff room once and said, ma'am, I forgot where I had kept my daughter's earrings. Then I told her, ma'am, try to cast your mind back. Usually there are some familiar points in your house where you go about and keep searching there so that surely you will get. The next day she came and said, ma'am, I have not found it. Then I said, try to cast your mind further back, ma'am. Surely you will get. The next day she came with a smiling face. She said, ma'am, I found the earrings of my daughter in my father's room in the Almirah, she said. Father's room or living room. she said something about that, but finally she had recollected. So this kind of recollecting is said in these words. Cast your mind back. Casting one's mind back. What does it mean? It means we recollect the things of the past so that we slowly remember where we had kept certain things or what we have done on a particular day. We try to recall those incidents or happenings. This is best said by using this expression, cast your mind back. And coming to another expression using cast verb, cast as verb, cast your vote. This is quite familiar usage of cast. I don't need to explain this much. During elections, all of us, we cast votes. If we don't cast votes, we will be made to cast votes. You know how it is. Okay, students, we cast our vote. Fine. Coming to another expression, cast an object. See, casting an object, to cast an object, it means preparing an object with a melted metal. Usually blacksmiths, you find the workshops of the blacksmiths, and they cast iron vessels, iron utilities. Usually in the days of the past, if you go to your kitchen, if you ask your grandparents, grandmother, if you ask her, she will explain much better about cast iron objects. They used to be used in kitchens in the past days, in the days of the past. Even I have some iron made kitchenware in my kitchen. So because doctors nowadays, they are saying that using iron kitchenware is one of the best things because we get sufficient iron intake into your body. So students, cast an object means the blacksmith making an object with iron, or any person, any expert person making any object with melted metal. So the blacksmith cast the iron fry pan. We can quote that as an example here. And coming to another expression using cast. Cast a look. Quickly seeing herself or himself. The lady cast a look in the mirror. The driver cast a look in the rear view mirror. Quickly they will finish seeing that job. So that is cast a look. Cast an eye, for that we quoted one example. We discussed one example. He cast an eye over the report. So casting an eye, that includes some part of reading also. So there is slight difference between these two expressions. Casting an eye on a report or over a report, and cast a look in the mirror, cast a look in the rear view mirror. They have slight, here we look for an image, but here we look for some information. That's the difference between both. And coming to the conjugation of cast, it is cast, cast, cast. Finally, before concluding, I would just like to present you one wonderful figurative expression using cast. That is, cast a shadow. Cast a shadow. See students, recently I read one newspaper. In that it's read like this, the news item read like this: the recent outbreak of COVID-19 epidemic, Prime Minister's tour to Brussels, it is cancelled. So the outbreak of the epidemic cast a shadow on Prime Minister's scheduled tour to Brussels to attend Indo-EU summit. Cast a shadow. Because of that, something had not happened. Prime Minister's tour had been cancelled because of the recent outbreak of COVID-19 epidemic. So here cast a shadow, it calls for some disruption. Casting a shadow, it means something is supposed to happen had not happened due to some reason. In the same way, cast a shadow. In the same way, cast a light. That expression is also there. Cast a light. Recent discoveries, recent experiments cast a light on many scientific advancements. You can use these both like this. Here casting shadow, it's not the kind of casting or spreading shadow physically. It's not that we see a shadow there. We don't see it. But the happening that had not taken place because of one happening, another reason, one reason. In the same way, here the discoveries in science, they led to many advancements. So the recent discoveries cast light on many advancements, scientific advancements or medical advancements or technological advancements. Look students, this is how we use the verb cast, multi-purpose. We know that to cast vote, that is only, that may be the limited meaning or limited expression of cast, but using this cast you can meet wonderful purposes of your language. One thing students, put all these examples or examples of functional English in your daily day-to-day practice. That is more important. And apply them in various situations. Go through this video number of times and make all these expressions your own. And try to use them today, tomorrow, number of times, so that your functional English, that capacity is much strengthened. I owe my acknowledgements for all my references to Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary. With this, I would like to conclude. Before concluding, I request you all to subscribe my channel and share and give your positive feedback, constructive feedback in the comment section. Thank you all.